The noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, the podcast.
Victor, why is the screen blue?
Because it's a piece of crap. That's my guess.
I walked in here and went, wow, this is tough to look at.
Yeah, I saw that this morning as well. Figured, all right, more stuff breaking around here. Just what we need.
Everyone knows you were the guy that poured the water all over the equipment. Just so Jade on Friday this past week, or was it Friday before?
It might have been midweek. Might have been early, like...
I thought it was
Maybe
Friday,
it was Friday before.
because Lieutenant Crane came in and you said, get out of here. Because there was no traffic school. There was no ability to have traffic school that
That's right. That is right. So it would have been, yes, the Friday a week before this last Friday. Yeah. There's video evidence, as you posted on social media, of me pouring water all over everything.
I made some sort of, I made a Christmas post with Aubrey, and one of our listeners commented saying, hey, is the studio still messed up?
Yeah.
And I went, no, it's back to mostly working.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be here that Friday.
Correct.
Well, that same listener, after I told them that the day before, then posted in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group asking, is the studio still broken? Why aren't you guys in there? I tried calling 3 times for traffic school.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, come on. I told you this already.
Like, I dumped in a bunch of best ofs for that day, and I didn't look to see, when they, reconciled or whatever, resolved.
Right.
To see what they were. So there's a possibility that there was like a segment from Best of Traffic School.
Which I'm sure, I think there is. There is one with Crazy J where you guys are picking on him.
Yeah.
Shout out Crazy J, by the way.
So that could have made it confusing and made it sound like we were having traffic school, even though we weren't here. But as far as I know, we are doing it this Friday. As far as I know.
Fantastic. Traffic school powered by the advocates. Mostly every Friday. Mostly on Fridays.
Yes.
I don't know how you put that. Most of the time on Friday.
Yeah.
At 8:45.
We just didn't have a way to take callers live because the board was broken.
You should have sat down with Lieutenant Crane in your office and just did a live video on TikTok or something.
Well, I had posted in the group, hey, anybody have any questions? But I think by the time he got here, we had one question. So it was like, all right, let's just skip it.
And it's usually people just regurgitating the same stuff.
Yeah, and I couldn't do Ask Me Almost Anything because same deal. We didn't have the ability to go live.
And that reminds me, I did see this post in Life in Pocatello by some user named Mariah. She posted this on Saturday. Just got cut off in the middle of the Chubbuck Road intersection by a Chubbuck police officer turning left at a red light whom almost caused multiple accidents in the process because they thought pulling someone over that was 5 cars ahead was more important than the community's safety.
Whoa.
And then put the clown emoji. Careful out there in this weather. These 25-year-old police officers haven't had their driver's licenses for very long and feel that traffic laws don't apply to them. Eye roll emoji. I wish I would have got it on video. It was actually pretty scary. And then after 65 comments, she turned the comments off. I'm assuming because people were fighting against her. Now, there's no such thing as being a great driver after having your driver's license for a good amount of time. I mean, the boomers are a prime example.
Yeah, just because you've been driving a long time.
I've had my license for 60 years.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're a good driver just because you've had it for a long time. I mean, I've met teenage drivers that are much better than adult drivers. So just kind of depends on your level of caution, alertness, your ability to pay attention to your surroundings, stay off your phone, not be a distracted driver so you don't end up having to deal with the advocates' injury attorneys.
I'm telling you, that accident that I was in last winter totally messed me up. I want nothing to do with driving around anymore. I'm looking at the weather every single day. I'm like, can I make it to Rexburg? Or will there be some sort of sudden snowstorm that I'm not going to drive in back from Rexburg to Idaho Falls and all of that? Just because I'm so afraid of that car not being able to stop or whatever, something.
And it can get pretty nasty between Idaho Falls and Rexburg.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Like that one time, there was that one road trip back in January of 2023 when I was driving from Idaho Falls to Salt Lake City just to try to get a flight. That was the most dangerous drive I've ever been on, with that Malad Pass being so engulfed with snow. I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
I was stuck behind a plow.
It's not a good time to go on long road trips. I'm hoping we get lucky with some of the upcoming February shows and the weather is good for like Ghost, Bad Omens. But this time of year sucks. Sucks for making plans.
I was so mad that one day that we were supposed to go see Beartooth in Salt Lake at the complex, and Caleb, I was supposed to interview Caleb Shomo on the site, but luckily that interview got canceled because Caleb wasn't feeling well, and I went, well, it's impossible for me to get down to Salt Lake City unless I drive for 5 hours and miss part of the show.
Yeah, so sometimes you just gotta cut your losses.
Right.
Yeah, we got really lucky. Becca and I, we went to Jackson, for the Ian Munzik show. And then a week later, there was an avalanche that closed the pass.
Well, I think they were doing some sort of controlled testing or something like that.
Yeah,
but then they triggered a real avalanche to happen.
They did it on purpose.
Wow.
Because they knew one was coming. But yeah, shut the pass down. Would have been a nightmare drive, taking the long route. I don't know.
I think a tornado's possibly on the way, so let's just run in circles as fast as we can.
Oh, geez. Yeah. I'm hiding in the house, Peaches.
Me too. I feel so bad because I was just talking in the promo meeting before the promo meeting started about the Walmart Plus membership, trying to get my groceries delivered to my place so I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a great way. It's a great way to not only save money, but also you don't have to deal with old people who I've been picking on quite a lot recently, walking around Walmart, hunched over, leaning on the cart. You wouldn't believe how many of those people I ran into over the Christmas vacation or Christmas break, I should say.
Oh, yeah. I went to Walmart on Christmas Eve. I don't recommend anybody does that.
I did too. I went to the Rexburg one, and me and Aubrey sort of split up, and I just was like Gronkowski going down to the end zone. I was pushing everybody out of the way. I was yelling certain things that I shouldn't yell,
especially in Rexburg.
I got to be careful. We went to a certain restaurant yesterday, and we were standing at the front door. It was so crowded in the lobby we couldn't move anywhere, and it was an hour-long wait. This older lady, middle-aged woman, decides to open the door behind me, not the left door where there's room. Open the door behind me, and then go, "Hello, hello," and I turn around, I'm like, can't you see there's an opening? I screamed. I'm like, open the left door. Does the left door not work? And then she then went to the counter, said something to the worker, went back outside, and then I went to wait outside with the rest of Aubrey's family. And sure enough, her and her family saw me and just took off.
There's a giant psycho inside. Let's leave.
Let's get out of this place. Well, Victor, we ended that last break with "Let's get out of here." And that's a perfect segue into this article that I saw from, is it 103.5 KISS FM over in Boise?
Oh, these guys and their endless clickbait. Yeah.
This one wasn't clickbait. I was pleasantly surprised.
Is it
Shout
about
out to
cheese?
Shannon. No, this one's about nobody hates Idaho like me. Teens are discussing Idaho hatred online.
Okay.
There are plenty of people online who are young from Idaho that don't necessarily want to be here in this state.
Yeah.
And I figured I would bring it up because there's a lot of people that say, well, you can just get out. But then there are people who have been born and raised here who do want to leave.
Yeah, it's not as easy as just get out.
No. And people are saying, like, California's always open.
Do you know how much it costs to live there?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Here's my idea. If you're a teenager tuned in right now, you absolutely hate Idaho, finish high school, and if you want to go to college in California, that's going to be a little different than what I'm suggesting right now, but I know most people are more and more people are seeing college as not necessarily an option anymore. So if you want to just go from high school straight to adulthood, you grab like 5 of your closest friends. You then move to Southern California and you all get a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment and you live in that for like $3,500 a month without utilities, without the internet. Groceries are going to be different. Give that to one guy. Have the one dude get groceries and everybody, I don't know, how would you separate that? You just get a giant whiteboard and
I don't know, man.
Start listing everything differently. I don't know.
Again, it's not as easy as just get up and leave. And when I was young, I wanted to get out of Idaho as fast as possible.
What made you decide to stay here?
I have a job. Actually, it was, I had kids. So that gets you stuck somewhere. But now it's like we work in radio and we've got pretty stable radio jobs. Like, I'm not going to go work for one of these companies like, that's a town square station you were talking about. No way. I'm not going to go work for iHeart. No. Or Beasley Media or
iHeart,
Odyssey.
iHeart, you just get fired in the Dua Lipa room every...
Exactly.
That's what happens to all the employees after 6 months of working there.
Yeah. So, Now the only thing that keeps me stuck here is I can't afford to move to somewhere where it's nicer weather.
Here's the thing.
All the places with good weather.
You already have the nice house here in the area.
Yeah.
You can easily wait for like that perfect peak point for the real estate market, and then you sell it for the most money you can.
Yeah.
And then you move to Arizona, and then you just walk to 98 KUPD, and you just have your resume in hand, and you start crying your eyes out.
KUPD just fired their 20-year afternoon host.
Well, now's your opportunity.
And I thought Hubbard Media was one of the good places, but I'd assume that's a budget cut.
That's perfect for you. Afternoons, you no longer have to do mornings. Afternoons with Victor Wilt in Arizona. The Arizona Assault Show with Victor Wilt. I don't know, something dumb.
Let's see if they listed the job.
You have your daughter Taryn out there in Phoenix. It's perfect for you.
I mean, Phoenix, I think I would take dealing with Phoenix summer over dealing with Idaho winter, because at least you don't have to get out and shovel.
But for me,
you just hide inside.
But for me, the Arizona summer, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be 120 plus degrees every single day.
It's bad.
And you're one electrical outage away from dying.
That's true.
Because everybody needs that AC.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. And the water situation's getting to be a little bit different down there. It's an iffy area to live in. I wish I could afford to live in certain areas of Arizona, maybe not Phoenix, but Sedona's really expensive. And then where I would like to live in Oregon is really expensive too. The housing's just out of control. I am scrolling to see if Phoenix is, I'm guessing they're not going to fill that position. I'm guessing what they're going to do is they're going to eliminate their nights position and put the nights guy, Shan Man. They'll put
Shan Man.
Shan Man.
Shan Man in the afternoons. What's going on, everybody? Let's play some heavy metal.
I bet that's what they'll do, and then they just won't have.
We're going to play some Audio Slave, the heaviest song we have here.
Yeah, they just won't have a night shift. Maybe they'll start, running a syndicated show or something like that. Because that happened a couple weeks ago, and I am not seeing any listings for on-air talent in Phoenix.
Get ready for AI Ashley.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're going to have going on there. So, yeah, kids who are hating on Idaho, I don't know, when you get older, things get a little bit better. When you're a kid, it doesn't seem like there's that much to do. When you get older and you're content to stay at home, it's not too bad. It's just winter. The minute it snowed the other day and I had to get the shovel out, I was mad. And then when I went out to my truck this morning, it's all icy.
It's all cold.
10 degrees. Yeah. I was like, this sucks. This is pissing me off.
I think this is a lot of people with seasonal depression. And it's only December.
Oh, yeah. I should take vitamin D, Peaches. Thank you for reminding me.
There's a wide variety of comments in this guy's video. He says, nobody hates Idaho like me. That's what he says, right?
Okay.
The first comment, good, leave. 2 words. That's what you get. It's okay,
right.
I'll do that.
It's not that easy.
Yeah, right.
It costs money to move.
There's that one hater of mine that just keeps telling me to go back to California. I'm like, okay, I'll go.
Peaches out of here.
One guy yelled, for real, get me out of this heck hole. Another one says, love-hate relationship, like what you were just mentioning.
Yeah, there you go. I like it here during the nice months. It's not too bad.
Another one says, Idaho Falls will be the death of me. I thought that was pretty funny.
I can feel that.
Counting down the days, biggest mistake moving here from Claudia.
Where'd she move from, though? You got to say.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, it could be. I feel like people come out here for school. People come out here for a new opportunity. Yeah. There's not that many people moving out here than you think. It's more so like Nashville, Dallas. We've talked about this many times.
Yeah, yeah.
The number one most moved to state in 2024 is Vermont.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody from Vermont that's screaming their heads off about Californians moving there. I don't know anybody from Vermont overall.
Yeah, me either. It's a little teeny state.
Maybe I should join Life in Vermont.
And that's the thing. People see these percentages. It's like a per capita thing. And it's like, no, the sheer number of people moving elsewhere is bigger. We might have a good percentage of population growth, but people are going to dumps like Texas. Texas is just overrun with people.
From the Fit Cranberry, maybe you should be this guy's friend. Us liberals in Idaho need to stick together. It's scary out here, man. Justin from down the hall at 105 The Hawk, he decided to post on the 105 The Hawk Facebook page, backing into your parking spot, yes or no?
What is with these guys and parking backward in the parking lot? They act like you're crazy if you don't do it.
They're the Dr. Pepper drinkers of parking.
I'd say, because Josh and Justin both back into their parking spots.
Everybody kind of has their specific parking spot around here.
Kind of.
I've noticed that, or the designated parking area more so. Like Josh will go where the station vehicles are at, farther away, because, well, he decided to completely bulldoze Justin's car back during the springtime or summertime, whatever that was. And he gave me so much grief when I slipped and my car went right into a snow pile. He was just talking mad trash. All of that.
Oh, yeah, we
And
all
then,
were.
sure enough, shortly afterwards, he crashes into a parked car during the summertime.
I know, I'm about due. But, like, when I'm getting here, I'm in a hurry to get into the building. So I'm not going to fart around and take my time to spin my truck around backward and back into the spot. At the end of the day, you know, it only takes 2 seconds to back out. I don't know why they're so insistent that you're like not manly if you don't park backward. What are the responses on the Hawk page about backing in?
At the time of this recording of this noon hour break here, it was posted 11 minutes ago. There's only one comment.
Oh, okay.
And Gerald says, yes, if I'm in my larger truck.
But why?
The all-new Ford F-650. You can only back this truck in.
And is that just because you're afraid you're not going to be able to back out without smashing into somebody?
I'm assuming so, but those cameras exist. Right?
Yeah,
Those backup
yeah.
cameras?
Yeah.
I feel like those exist in most modern cars.
Yeah,
Apologies to those that don't necessarily have the luxury of having a car from 2015 or so on, or, you know, to 2026 now.
I mean, even my truck, which is a 2011, it's got one of the crappy backup cams in the rear view mirror. So it's not the best, but it works. And then you have your side view mirrors. You know, you just got to be a little bit cautious and patient. And I don't know. I'm not going to take the time. The only time I would back into a parking spot is like if I was going through the Walmart parking lot, you know, the parking spots are at an angle. And if I was going past one on the left side that was open, I'd back into it. You know,
Makes sense. Yeah. No, at the Mountain America Center, whenever there's a concert, I will always back into a spot because, you know, trying to leave a concert after the concert's over.
you want to get out there.
You want to get out of there, but also, like, there's people that are just nuts. They're trying their absolute best to also get out of there, too, and they're driving like maniacs.
Oh, yeah, totally. So I'm on the side of just do it when it's necessary, but it's usually not necessary. And it takes a bunch of extra time. I'm just not going to do it. I don't care what those guys say.
I look like a fool trying to back into my parking spot in my apartment. But it makes it nice when you're trying to leave because then you can just go straight forward without having to back up.
Yeah, but you're taking all the same amount of time as you would to back up. You know, it all evens out.
The first world problem that I have every single winter with my certain spot is that they put that little snow wall in between in between lanes on the street. So then when I'm driving down my street, I got to pop a Yui after my apartment and then make my way back. And then if I want to back into my spot, I have to, you know, be aware of the little snow wall. I can't crash into that. It'll be crashing like into concrete when it's this cold outside.
That's true. That's true. I generally just barrel over it. But
You get a lifted truck.
That's right.
You got to back it into every spot.
That's right. That's why you get a truck. So you just mow down people's cars. You don't have to do anything.
We should make that an imager. Do you drive a lifted truck and back it into a spot? Something like we are. K-Bear 101.
Might as well.
No, put that for 105 Outlaw. Even
Yeah.
better.
Yep.
Do you back your horse up into the stable?
The Justin Pierce Show.
The noon hour of madness and mayhem. I am Peaches.
I'm Victor Welton. Earlier on my show, we were talking about various shows that are out right now. Welcome to Derry, for example, Stephen King show.
We were talking about that prior to the promo meeting.
Was that?
That wasn't on the air. That was just me, you, and Jade and Josh around the table.
I thought we talked. Well, maybe I talked about it on my show without you. But I'm sitting here scrolling, looking for crap to talk about, and this article pops up about the new Carrie adaptation that was done by Mike Flanagan, the guy who did like Midnight Mass, The Fall of the House of Usher. You know,
I don't know any of those.
Oh, they're all excellent shows.
I know
on Netflix.
Carrie, but I don't know like Midnight Mass. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I have heard that title. Haven't seen any part of it.
It's excellent. It's an excellent show. But anyway, I guess he's doing an adaptation of Carrie, and I haven't heard a lot about it, so I was going to dive into this article and see, is this a movie? Is it going to be a long series? And it says, Carrie star says Mike Flanagan's new Stephen King remake transcends horror. And it's got a picture of Matthew Lillard. Is that how you say it? Lillard?
Matthew Lillard, yeah. He was
Scream.
He's Shaggy.
Yeah, he's Shaggy. So he's in the new Carrie. And I pull up this article and I start reading. And the entire article is about the new season of Fallout. And I was reading through it going, okay, where are they going to tie this in? They've just got it completely labeled incorrect, and I got some spoilers for Fallout that I haven't even watched yet because I was just trying to kind of scan through.
Don't say it on the air because I haven't finished season 1. There's so many shows out there right now that I desperately want to watch. I'm in this predicament where every single time I'm not here, I'm either hanging out with Aubrey or I'm doing like a personal day where I'm just playing stuff on the computer. I don't necessarily just want to watch TV. Or I'm at like her parents' place and they're so afraid of that show, Welcome to Derry, that I can't really watch it there without the mom kind of being squeamish.
Yeah, it's got some gore in it.
It was making me squeamish. That first scene, I'm not going to go into details, but that first scene you see, you're like, whoa, okay. Yeah, why did I turn this on in front of two people who are not necessarily into that sort of thing?
Yeah, because it's real horror. So I went back and this linked from Facebook, and again, it just shows that nobody actually reads articles. Nobody in the comments is mentioning that this article has nothing to do with the headline. They're just like, he'd be an excellent Man in Black, or I like that that Flanagan uses characters from his other movies, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know, you'd think if you're interested, you'd click through to read the thing, but yeah.
Everybody wants everything right there. That's it. They want the most minimal information they can retain, and that's about it. Like they can just see the headline, see a little bit of a body text, and then be like, okay, done.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about like when's it gonna air and things like that, but I don't need all the Fallout spoilers.
Well, here I'll do Carrie TV show adaptation release date. I'll type that in right now. Let's see. Just says Prime Video 2026.
Okay.
They just wrapped up filming late this year for the 8-episode series that promises a modern reimagining of Stephen King's classic story, including Carrie's iconic locker room scene with current tech like smartphones.
Okay. Geez.
The one thing I have with Welcome to Derry, I was going to mention this to you. Their language is so different from how I would think, talking back in the 1960s. They're talking like me and you off the air. Yeah. There's so many F-bombs and all of that.
There are a lot of naughty words being used, but I don't know. We weren't around back then. Maybe that is how kids talk.
Well, Stephen King, he's 78 years old. He was born in 1947. He was 13 when it hit 1960. You think he would know what it was like to... Yeah,
and in his books, there's definitely lots of profanity. So what gets me, or when you're watching shows from like even earlier, like, I don't know when Game of Thrones is supposed to take place. But they use
Peter Dinklage cussing up a storm.
Oh, yeah, they use all kinds of profanity, or like shows in the Wild West. Like even Red Dead, there will be, some profanity. And I'm like,
Jon Snow, the winter is coming.
It's definitely fun.
The noon hour of Madness and Mayhem is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.